Hello friends, the season of elections are over and now is the turn of cricket. But the cricket atmosphere in Pakistan has been something like this in the past 3 years.
पाकिस्तान टीम को दुश्मन की जरूरत नहीं है, ये खुद ही बहुत है। पिछले 8-10 साल से खेल रहे हैं ये बैट्समैन। अब रिजवान को मैं बताऊंगा कि मेन बॉलर आया है एक ओवर के लिए, विकेट लेने आया है, तुम उसे सिंगल कर लो। आपने 10 ओवर के बाद चौका ही कोई नहीं मारा, कोशिश भी नहीं की, तो 120 भी चेज नहीं हुआ। अब शर्मिंदगी होना शुरू हो गई है।
बस आप लोगों ने एक चीज की है, आप लोगों ने बी सी डी टीम्स के खिलाफ परफॉर्मेंसेस करके लोगों को हुलूसिनेट किया और पागल बनाया है। आपके स्टैट्स ये हैं भाई, आपके जो टूर्नामेंट्स में ये T20 टूर्नामेंट्स में और एशिया कप में आपके जो स्कोर्स हैं ना बड़े कंपटीशन में, वर्ल्ड कप्स में, आपकी 27 की एवरेज है और 112 का स्टैट है, आपके स्ट्राइक रेट है।
किसका?
उसके बाबर आजम का। उसके बाद आपके जो स्कोर हैं बाबर आजम के, वो दुनिया में तीसरे नंबर पे आ रहे हैं, जो लूजिंग कोर्स में स्कोर है 1400 स्कोर है। तो ये स्टैट कौन से किंग के हैं, मुझे ये बताएं।
मैं कहूँगा कि हमें जितने भी हमारे जो क्रिकेट के ऑर्गेनाइजर्स थे, जिन्होंने क्रिकेट बोर्ड को पिछले 4 साल से चलाया है, 5 साल से चला रहे थे या 6 साल से चला रहे थे, उन्हें शर्म आनी चाहिए कि वो लोग जिन्होंने क्रिकेट हमारे ज़मीन पे आके सीखी, खेली, वो सेमीफाइनल में पहुँच गए। और हमारे वाले लड़के वो जो आपने क्रिकेट को तब्दील किया, ट्रैक बदल दिया, उसका टीमें ख़त्म कर दी, पता नहीं क्या क्या कर दिया, अब तो क्लब क्रिकेट भी नहीं होती है। हमारी टीम के लड़के अमेरिका से हार के कहते हैं हमारा सेंट्रल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वही रहना चाहिए। मैं तो हैरान हूँ, हमें शर्म भी नहीं आती।
ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह मोहम्मदुर रसूलुल्लाह, मैं पाकिस्तानी था, हूँ और रहूंगा। जाति करते हैं ये लोग।
आज मैं जितना हर्ट हूँ अपने पूरे करियर में इतना हर्ट फील हुआ, लेकिन हम हमेशा चादर डाल देते हैं एबो पर, हम छुपा लेते हैं अपने।
We all agreed that Pakistan played better cricket. The first 30 overs of the game we were playing well. But how come we give it away? In the last 10 overs, we were controlling the game all the way. Then why we giving it away? Only because of the mental blockage. We are not winning, not because of the skills, but because of the mental blockage somewhere.
यार ताबिश भाई जो भी है, एंड आज मुझे ये चीज़ कहने पे मजबूर है कि क्रिकेट दलेरों का काम है। ये टीम और जिस तरह ये लोग खेले हैं यार, इनसे बुज़दिल आज तक मैंने क्रिकेटर नहीं देखे।
Friends, during the 90s, whenever India and Pakistan played each other, more often than not, Pakistan came out as the winners. During those days, Pakistani team was filled with superstars. They had batsmen like Saeed Anwar, Ami Sohail, Ijaz Ahmad, Inzamam ul Haq, Yunus Khan, and Mohammad Yusuf. And what to say about the bowlers? They had absolute legends like Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunus, Aqib Javed, Shoaib Akhtar, Saqlain Mushtaq, and Mushtaq Ahmad. The Pakistani players of that era had a swagger on them. I clearly remember Abdul Razak smashing Glenn McGrath for 5 fours in a single over in Australia. But over the past few years, the Pakistani cricket has seen a slow and steady downfall, which resulted in them losing regularly to minnows, be it Zimbabwe, Ireland, or recently the United States of America. In this video, we shall have a look at the factors that resulted to the downfall of Pakistani cricket. As per the constitution of the PCB, the Prime Minister shall act as the chief patron of the board and give it general policy directions. But this has only resulted in a loss to Pakistan cricket. Every time there is a new government in Pakistan, the Prime Minister appoints a new chairman who in turn brings his own team in both the administrative and the coaching staff. If you look at the past 3 years, Pakistan has had Ehsan Mani, Ramiz Raja, Najam Sethi, Zaka Ashraf, and now Mohsin Naqvi as the chairman of PCB. None of these have continued with the existing setup. For example, if you look at the BCCI, when Saurav Ganguly's tenure as the BCCI president came to an end and Roger Binny took over, there was a smooth transition and there were no changes in either the policies nor the personnel. This lack of continuity in PCB creates a lot of confusion in the system. Pakistan cricket would be better off by the PCB amending its constitution and removing the president as the chief patron of the board. Pakistan had this golden opportunity when Imran Khan became the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Considering that he was a former cricketer, everyone expected him to do it, but he didn't do it. In fact, he made matters much worse. An example of this was the removal of Sarfraz Ahmed from the captaincy of the Pakistan cricket team. If you remember, during the World Cup of 2019, just before the India-Pakistan cricket match, Imran Khan had tweeted that if Pakistan wins the toss, they should field first. Sarfraz won the toss, and due to the overcast conditions, he decided to bowl first. India managed to post a massive total and Pakistan suffered a huge defeat. This seemed to have offended Imran Khan. A few months later, a C team of Sri Lanka, which lacked all the big names, toured Pakistan for a 3-match T20I series. Sri Lanka managed to whitewash Pakistan 3-0. This was Sarfraz Ahmed's first loss after 13 consecutive wins in T20 bilateral series. PCB used this opportunity to remove Sarfraz from captaincy. Since then, till date, Pakistan has not had a settled T20 team and has been losing regularly both at home and abroad, and also to minnows. Domestic cricket structures around the world are designed to polish cricketers into final products, and their performances at this level determines who amongst them would go on to represent the country. The health of a country's first-class cricket usually serves as a barometer of the performances of its test sides. Therefore, the fact that Australia, India, England and New Zealand have been the most consistent teams of late is not a surprise for any cricket follower, as they boast the best first-class cricket structures. Pakistan, on the other hand, has inarguably been the worst country in terms of domestic first-class structures. In the past 10 years alone, Pakistan has chopped and changed its domestic first-class tournaments several times. The board ran parallel first-class competitions, Quaid-e-Azam Trophy and President's Trophy for regions and departments in 2013-2014, and then clubbed regions and departments together in the Quaid-e-Azam Trophy in 2018-19. The formats of these tournaments have also varied with the changes in the number of participating teams. The 2019-20 season saw a complete overhaul in the domestic structure that merged 16 regions into 6 cricket associations and did away completely with the department-based teams. That arrangement lasted until Imran Khan's government was pulled down and the new government which took over had its own sporting ideas. The PCB has also experimented with the ball maker using the Grays, Kookaburra and Duke's manufactured balls, and even tried to tweak ground conditions by laying grass-laden pitches. Every administration, and there have been quite a few in the past decade, has its own logic and reasoning to defend its first-class structures. Another key actor in the downfall of Pakistan cricket has been the media, which includes both journalists as well as former cricketers. Funnily, if you see, every time the Pakistani cricket team performs badly, then there's a lot of support to those players who are not included in the 14 or 15 members per squad. Then, after a lot of criticism and media pressure, those players are bought into the squad and they perform badly, then there is support for the players whom they had replaced to again be brought back into the team. This is a never-ending cycle. Dosti and Yaria, these are two words that are commonly associated with Babar and his team. If you look at the Pakistani teams of the past, there have always been instances of infighting and groupism, which has led to frequent change in the captaincy. In 2009, Yunus Khan and his team went on to win the T20 World Cup, but a few months later, Yunus Khan was ousted from his captaincy. Babar and his team have always been close-knitted, and they have been together in thick and thin, which is the biggest positive. But this has also been the biggest negative, as it has resulted in the downfall in the performance of the Pakistani cricket team. Take Shadab Khan for example. During the 2023 World Cup last year, Shadab Khan has a dismal run where he went wicketless in many matches. But Babar still persisted with him. There was a lot of criticism on Babar regarding this, as there was already a like-for-like replacement in the form of Usama Mir within the team. Finally, he had to play Usama team after Pakistan was almost on the brink of being eliminated from the tournament. In the same tournament, Imam ul Haq and Fakhar Zaman were Pakistan's first choice openers. Both were failing time and again, repeatedly. But it was Fakhar Zaman who was dropped first and not Imam ul Haq. It is the same Fakhar Zaman who is the only batsman in the Pakistani team who was capable of playing the modern day cricket, and he proved that when he was given a chance against New Zealand. This Pakistani cricket team under Babar's captaincy has formed a close coterie and is not allowed players from the domestic circuit to get into the team. If you look at the T20 World Cup in 2022, the top scorer for Pakistan was Shan Masood, and the most promising young talent in that World Cup was Mohammad Haris. Both these players were direct competitors to Babar and his deputy Rizwan. While Shan Masood was a competition to Babar in captaincy, Mohammad Haris was a competition to Rizwan in the wicket-keeping section. If you look at today in the present Pakistan cricket team, we can know how smoothly both these threats have been eliminated and no longer have a place in the team. There are other players such as Kamran Ghulam, Hasibullah, Aga Salman, and Saibzada Farhan, who have been wonderful in the domestic circuit but are not getting a place in the team. There has been a lot of criticism on Babar and his team that these players play for personal records and rankings than for the team's cause. I remember when Mohammad Rizwan became the #1 ranked player in T20, he had said that he is happy that the #1 ranks stays between the Pakistani team, and it doesn't matter whether it is him or Babar who is the #1. But he conveniently ignored the fact that Pakistan was struggling to be in the top 3 in all 3 formats of the game. Also, this seems to be another reason why both Rizwan and Babar have always been reluctant to rest against minnow teams like Ireland, Netherlands, etc. Unlike other top teams like India, England, Australia, or New Zealand, which regularly rotates their players and provides youngsters with exposure to international cricket, Pakistan always fields the same playing 11, and the same group of 14 or 15 players are selected in the squad. Whether the opponent is Australia or UAE, it's the same squad that gets selected. This meant that when Naseem or Shaheen got injured, Pakistan struggled to find a like-for-like replacement. The same case was with the batsmen. When the middle order was struggling, they had no other batsman to replace a struggling batsman in the middle order. Another reason as to why the same playing 11 is fielded is because the players are insecure regarding their places. If you take the case of Adnan Akmal, In 2013, Adnan Akmal suffered a fractured finger and had to lose his place in the team. His place was taken by Sarfraz Ahmed, who went on to captain the Pakistan team in the future. But unfortunately for Adnan, he could never make a comeback into the team. In India, Karun Nair was given an opportunity in the middle order when Rahane was injured. Karun Nair went on to score a triple century against England in a home test series. But in the very next series, when Rahane returned from injury, Karun was removed and Rahane got back his place. So this meant that Rahane was feeling secure even when he was out of the team. But that's not the case with any Pakistani players. If a Pakistani player is rested, he always feels that if other players perform well, he might not get back into the team. The Pakistan Cricket Board needs to devise policies such that players can be rested and also injured players can also get back into the team, and all the first choice players would feel secure about their place in the team. This would allow for rotation of players and also new players getting international exposure. We all have seen how England has revolutionized Test cricket with baseball. In ODIs, teams like India, Australia, England, New Zealand and South Africa regularly post scores over 400. In T20s, players like Surya Kumar Yadav with their 360-degree play bring in the much-needed X factor. Pakistan, on the other hand, plays 80s style cricket still. They concentrate on conserving wickets initially and then going for a blitz at the end. In fact, they have a dismal record of playing over 1,000 balls in the power play in ODIs and not scoring a single six. We always hear a standard dialogue from Babar during the post-match presentations where he says the team was either short of 10 or 20 runs. And it makes me wonder why Pakistan cannot play aggressively from the start and score that much needed 10 or 20 runs which Babar always feels that Pakistan was short of. Pakistan needs to adapt themselves to play the modern day cricket. Until they do so, it will be very difficult to beat teams like India, Australia or England. The Pakistan Super League or PSL has been one of the most successful ventures by the PCB. The PCB needs to look at the PSL as a money-making machine rather than a platform for selecting players for its national team. This is what Saurav Ganguly said about the IPL.
अभी इंडिया की रीसेंट सक्सेस आई है, आप भी बीसीसीआई के प्रेसिडेंट रहे, बड़ा अच्छा दौर गुजरा, क्या इट्स डाउन टू आईपीएल या और कुछ के सिस्टम में पैसा आया?
नहीं, सिर्फ आईपीएल नहीं, आईपीएल अकेला ये टर्न अराउंड नहीं करा सकता, क्योंकि मैं हमेशा बिलीव करता हूँ कि क्वालिटी 4 डे 5 डे क्रिकेट में ही बनता है. ज़्यादा T20 क्रिकेट खेलोगे तो मीडियोक्रिटी आ जाएगा, और मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि खेलो T20, पैसे बनाओ T20 से, लेकिन अगर प्लेयर बनाना है तो लंबे समय खेलना पड़ेगा. वो खिलाड़ी चाहिए जो वसीम भाई जैसा दिन में 25-30 ओवर डालते थे, नया बॉल में तेज़, पुराना बॉल में तेज़. 4 ओवर से प्लेयर नहीं बनते. तो मेरे हिसाब से सिर्फ आईपीएल नहीं, पूरा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हमारा बहुत ही अच्छा है. इतने मैचेस होते हैं, इतने खिलाड़ी हैं, पैसा तो है ही इंडियन क्रिकेट में. वो हम लकी हैं, खुशकिस्मत है कि मैं देखा हूँ 3 साल बोर्ड प्रेसिडेंट के समय कि टेंडर खोलने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती, कि इतने लोग आके देते हैं. तो वो एक है. और जो सबसे बढ़िया चीज़ है कि वो मनी राइट डायरेक्शन पे यूज़ होता है, खिलाड़ियों के पे ऊपर यूज़ होता है. पे राइज हुआ है बहुत ज़्यादा फर्स्ट क्लास क्रिकेट में. बहुत मैचेस होते हैं फर्स्ट क्लास क्रिकेट में. सीज़न शुरू होते हैं सितंबर में, ख़त्म होता है मार्च में, और उसके बाद आईपीएल वो जाता है मई तक. तो एक फ़र्स्ट क्लास खिलाड़ी सितंबर से मई तक क्रिकेट ही खेलता रहता है, और हर फॉर्मेट T20, 50 ओवर्स, 4 डे 5 डे सब खेलते हैं. तो मैं समझता हूँ इसी सिस्टम के लिए ये खिलाड़ी यहाँ टीम इतनी अच्छी बनी है. और एक जो आपने बिल्कुल कहा, सही कहा कि एक सिक्योरिटी है खिलाड़ी में कि खेलेंगे तो ज़िंदगी बनेगा.
If you see in Pakistan, in fact, they pick players based on their performance in PSL for both ODIs and Test scenes as well. An example of this was the selection of Haris Rauf in ODIs and Tests. We have seen how miserably that failed. India and Australia don't pick players based on performances in IPL or the Big Bash, but rather they pick players based on their performance in their robust domestic cricket structures. So, in a nutshell, these were some of the important factors that played a key role in the downfall of Pakistan cricket. It's better late than never to take some corrective measures. Until and unless the PCB makes some structural, strategical and policy-related changes, just changing the captain or the players or the coaching staff is not going to work. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like and share if you like it, and also subscribe to my channel and press the bell button on the screen. Thank you.